Sleaze, presented by McDonald's.
Barnes, this might not mean anything to you, but it could be Beth and Rip forever.
What?
Yeah. Have you heard about the Yellowstone news? A report is revealing that it may not come to an end after season 5. Yes, negotiations are underway for a potential season 6 with Cole Hauser and Kelly Riley. That's Beth and Rip.
They're going to spin out and go on one of the other storylines and to replace Costner? Is the show big enough? Is it bigger than the star?
Beth and Rip are huge if you watch the show.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm asking. I tried.
I'm telling you.
I tried.
Season 5, Part 2 begins November the 10th. Adam Sandler appearing on New Heights. You know, the big Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, $100 million podcast.
Woo.
Talking about Happy Gilmore 2.
Let's talk about Happy Gilmore 2, because you got that coming up. You just said you're moving to Jersey here coming up.
Yes.
That's what you're going there for, right?
The whole thing was to get to hang out with Travis. That's why we put it together. No, yeah. We're going there. Travis, by the way, thank you. I heard you talking about it. You know, I was thinking we were talking about you playing my son while we were writing it, literally like 6 months ago. We were like, imagine if Travis was my first baby, how funny that would be. Just a badass. Dude, but we know football season.
I think I got the swing down.
I got to say, when I'm doing the Happy Gilmore swing, I'm maybe 1 for 4 with that. 1 for 4. It's not a
little
thing
TV magic on the back end.
There's definitely, I call my own cuts.
I'm not a fan of Adam Sandler, as you know, but I think that would be very funny for him to be playing his son.
Well, first of all, how smart is it of Adam Sandler to get in on the Kelce action? Now he's on this podcast, which has so many listeners. I mean, it really is smart for the movie.
It's no-brainer.
Oh, this pains me. This pains me to bring up another Blake Lively story where she's getting slammed.
This is unbelievable how this person has just drudged up all this stuff.
Do you remember, how Vogue does their 73 questions with celebrities?
Yes.
It's pretty cool. I like to watch it. This is 10 years ago. 10 years ago when they were talking, I guess one of the questions was, which movie made you laugh? And she said, laugh the hardest through was Shawshank Redemption. And people are like, what? How insensitive. Dude, I don't know where you go from here.
If you missed what we're talking about the guy that basically she got into a fight with the director / star of her latest movie, and all this back and forth. He hired a PR manager to just bury her, and whoever that was is doing an A++ job, because these stories keep coming.
Gwyneth Paltrow, she hasn't been in a movie since Avengers Endgame 2019. Big announcement. She's going to be in this new Timothée Chalamet movie. It's a ping pong movie, Barnes. Yeah, the life and career of a ping pong player.
I just didn't think, what a comeback. A ping pong movie. But I didn't think she acted anymore. And show note, next week we're going to have on the world famous Dr. Taz, who is Gwyneth's menopause doctor.
Well, wait a second. How deep did you have to go to get that interview?
About 3 miles from the station. She's from here.
What?
And she's all intertwined with Paltrow, and she's like, now, I don't know anything about menopause. I don't know. But apparently it's a big deal.
Well, Whoopi Goldberg wrote that book about menopause.
I'm just saying. So it should be interesting. You need to get your questions ready, because I'm not going to sound too authentic coming with those.
Yeah, maybe we should just do a one-on-one and leave you out.
Maybe, you know what? That's a great idea.
Man, a big payday for George Clooney and Brad Pitt from Apple TV. This seems to be the new thing. Yeah, are you ready for this? Jaw-dropping. This is their movie, Wolves. It actually looks funny. 2 professional fixers who prefer to work alone find themselves forced to work together, and those 2 are magic together on screen with their chemistry. Yeah, they're going to walk away with $35 million each.
I mean, I know they're huge stars, but that just seems like a gamble to guarantee that for those 2 guys on a thing that's going to end up on streaming, but okay.
Well, it is going to hit theaters September 20th and then go to Apple TV for its debut.
The trailer looks hysterical. I mean, the trailer was out, or the teaser, 6 months ago. It's been a while.
It really looks good. Now, you don't watch Yellow Jackets, right?
Are you talking about the football game last weekend, or are you talking about the series? I did watch the game. And they won. Looking good.
I have to tell you, season 2, I couldn't get through. It was so morbid.
Wow, Leslie bailed on the show.
This is the high school soccer team that had to survive this plane crash, and they're stranded, and then things happen. I just won't tell you what. But a lot of 99X music, collective soul music in there, Offspring. But anyway, guess who's joining? Joel McHale.
Yeah, that's a weird casting.
Joel McHale has 9,000 lives. He's now in the Bear. He made an appearance in the Bear. Now he's going to be in Yellow Jackets.
Bring back Talk Soup, but that is an interesting, he's normally comedy. So
yeah.
This would be, I'm curious to see what they do with him.
Yeah, season 3, I was really shocked. This is shocking. Michael Crichton's widow has filed a lawsuit against Max, claiming that the upcoming series called The Pit with Noah Wyle is essentially an unauthorized reboot of ER. The lawsuit alleges that the producers, John Wells and Wyle, turned The Pit after failed negotiations for an ER reboot.
So the pit, as in like the hospital pit where all the doctors gather, that's what they're...
Maybe, yes.
I mean, I'm assuming that's what it is, like on a floor when you see the little area where all the nurses and doctors congregate, the pit.
They're saying the same EP, writer, star. Well, I just have to say, Max is saying that this is baseless, but we will see.
I would say NASCAR first in my mind, and then I would go to, thinking about the doctor pit, unless you're in the medical industry, I don't know if you call it that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you said it may be a moot point anyway.
We'll see. Oh, this is so up your alley.
What?
A new true crime podcast. This is exploring one of the biggest and most expensive investigations in the history of the American South that happened right here in Georgia. Remember, more than 300 bodies on one property were found in Noble, Georgia.
This story is chilling.
The whole crematorium story is now coming to life in a podcast.
I bet you they make some sort of docuseries.
Yes, it's going to be next.
Ripe for it.
The host of this podcast, Sean Raviv, will definitely be on with us Tuesday morning at 9:20 a.m. But I do want to play this trailer. But first, caution for content as the discussion is around death and decay.
Everywhere you look, there was just bodies, just human bodies.
In the winter of 2002, the most mind-blowing crime you've never heard of happened in the least likely of places.
We all know the story. Well-respected people in a small community, and boy, that's a real small community.
More than 300 human bodies were found in a tiny town called Noble.
Guys, this looked like a horror movie. I was like, my God, there's skeletons everywhere.
There was just this sickening odor. This was just overwhelming.
It all starts when a delivery man stumbles upon a dead body on a remote property. Over the next few days, the police find bodies almost everywhere they look. Most of them have been there for years.
The bodies were dumped in woods and storage sheds outside the crematory. Residents of the town of Noble are in shock tonight.
What follows is one of the biggest and most expensive investigations in the history of the American South. And at the center of it all, one mysterious man.
I know why it happened, when it happened. I know exactly where all the bodies were. I know exactly what he did. I know everything that he did, and I know the reasons why.
Once again, we'll have Sean on Tuesday to talk about it.
Man, I'm one episode into that podcast. It is very scary.
That is your Celebrity Sleaze.